You never know what to expect when you walk into Stephen and Penelope, but there's always rainbow walls, and I don't think we've ever had this many colors of walk collection. So this week we have a huge rainbow palette of Walk Collection Cottage Merino, and you can do all kinds of striped shawls and faded shawls, mohair pop shawls. So come in closer and get a look at these beautiful colors. You're gonna find a lot of solids and semi-solids, and also a lot of really beautiful speckled colorways. This is called Dried Roses. Stitchy, do you like that one? Yeah, you love pink and gray. Yeah, it looks good with your little ears. This is the striped Asean shawl, and it's one of my favorite kind of lacy semicircle shawls. And all you need are 2 colors of Cottage Merino plus 1 mohair. So I found a little color palette to knit the striped Asean, and there's 2 sizes. So I'm wearing the large size. So if you want to knit the large size with Walk Collection, you'll need 2 skeins of the main color, or color A. This is Dried Roses, and I think that could look really glowy and gold with the goldenrod colorway. And then you need a little bit of mohair, or you could try the brushed alpaca. This is called the Charisma colorway from Chaos Yarn, and it is beautiful and really pink, super soft and fluffy. So something like that could look really nice for the striped Asean. You just need 2 colors of the Walk Collection Cottage Merino and a little bit of a fluff factor. And if you want to knit a smaller size, then you'll just need 1 skein of each color. So like color A, color B, and a little fluffy border pop for that beautiful lace border. So it's a really fun, relaxing project with a lot of garter stitch. So that's the large size. And if you want to knit the small size, it's going to look something like this. Really nice, super drapey, still big enough to toss around your shoulders, and with just 1 skein of each color for the striped Asean. A lot of colors to choose from. You could go really bold and dramatic with your color combos. This is the cherry colorway from Walk Collection with mushroom. I think that would look really nice for a bold stripe. And there's also some really subtle combinations, like these beautiful teal blues. You could maybe combine that with a smoky gray. This is Fjord and Pebbles. That would be a really nice kind of stormy color combo for your striped Asean. And maybe pop that with a turquoise mohair, or even a white mohair for the border. Would be really icy and fresh for a little silver gray ocean palette. So those are some little color combo with some mohair ideas. Another favorite shawl that's a newer one this year is the Fragmentation, and we have a lot of kits put together. So all these colors from Walk Collection you'll find bundled together in these 7 skein contrast color families, and you can make a fragmentation shawl like this. Really graphic and really easy knitting. It's mostly garter stitch, but you knit each section individually. So you could do a neutrals with a pop kit, or one of our multicolor rainbow solid kits. But let's put some color options together and see how these Walk Collection colors are playing with each other. So if you want something really bright and summery, we could do like something pink and fresh, maybe with like a little buttery yellow color, maybe a little purple pop. So you could get going with something like this as your inspiration, and maybe keep it really light and fresh. We've got lots of shades of every color, so we could maybe get a little bit of a darker, dusty pink. What would that look like? Ooh, that would be really pretty. And then maybe another neutral. I love all of these smoky silver grays. So we've got 6 going on. Maybe we'll finish it with another dusty purple. That would be really soft and beautiful with all these subtle shades. You're gonna find lots of smoky semi-solids. This is Secret. It's a really dusty lavender. And that first pink I grabbed is called Pink Peach. It's a really light, kind of pearly pink. So lots of colors to choose from, and you can get really sweet with the color combos or dark and dramatic. Let's see something maybe jewel toned that we could put together. I'm gonna get all the deep colors. We've got purples and blues and reds, maybe a grungy green here. What do we got? Ooh, this is one of my favorites. This is More. I think this is getting really good. We could even put like a black with it, or maybe a dark gray. Ooh, this is it. This like blue, black blue. This one's called Petroleum. It's like this green blue mixture. So this is a really good starting point for a palette. If you want to do the fragmentation, then you need 7 colors. So what about a rusty orange? And we always need a pop. What about this like intense? Is it too much? I don't know. It's never too much. I don't think so. I love this pink pop. That would be, ooh, this red. Ooh, that cherry that I grabbed earlier. This is the hardest part. So whenever it gets to that hardest part of what your final color is, just pick another one of your favorite colors. So for me, that's yellow. Okay, here's my palette. Oh, there we go. Whenever I'm not feeling a palette, what's gonna make it better? I just get a big golden yellow pop. Maybe this one. Okay, here we go. All right, now we're at a final choice. So this will be really jewel toned, really graphic for that fragmentation shawl, and it's gonna be really big and super drapey and easy and fun to knit. And you'll find a lot of those kits. We have some pre-selected color palettes for you at Stephen Penelope. So you'll find all those palettes online. You can make your own from the individual colors, but it's really easy just to pick one of the kits that I put together for you. And the fragmentation is with 7 colors. And this is another really fun project you could do with 7 colors. If you like chevrons, this is the Shifting Chevrons shawl. And you could also get a kit for the Shifting Chevrons using those Walk collection. I love this one. I made this one to match one of my winter coats, and it reminds me a bit of like an Aurora Borealis palette with the blues and the lime and those like sweeping semi-solids of the pinky tones. So really big, nice size shawl. And the fun part about all these top-down shawls is you could always stop early. If you want it to be a little bit smaller, just stop each section a little early, but go big. Got to knit the whole thing to make this beautiful big schlanket. All right, I want to share one more project that you could do with a lot of colors. This one I released a couple years ago, or a few years ago, called the Parallelolamb. Not parallelogram, but Parallelolamb. And it uses Walk collection yarns as well, and it's knit from the center out. I don't do a lot of shawls like that, but look at this beautiful big parallelogram shaped Parallelolamb. So this also works with all those 7 color kits where you have a contrasting palette of colors. Something light, something medium, something dark, and this really shows off Walk Collection's fun solid tones. Some purples, a little coral. I like these unexpected types of color combinations. So I'll get a little bit closer. We're gonna look at another little palette. I like to mix kind of some funky shades together. So what if we do something kind of in the blue-green range, but what if we mess it up a little bit and maybe invite like a little lavender? Ooh, this is getting fresh. And then we could always even do a speckle or something, mix in the speckles with the semi-solids, and you could get this painterly effect with your palette. You can never go wrong with purple. And then maybe one more blue. What about a dark blue? I think this is really unexpected and kind of unique. You could just go with the blues and greens, but whenever you invite more colors, it gets a little more funky and more fresh. So I think this would be a really cool vibe for a Parallelolamb, or you could also use all these 7 color ideas for a fragmentation shawl. So you'll find all these patterns on Ravelry or on Westknits.com, but all the yarn ideas you can get at Stephen Penelope, or go swimming in our wall of yarn virtually and collect your own colors. So I can't wait to see what you make. And if you make one of these shawls that I shared, I'd love to see your progress on it. And I'll link all these projects and yarns down below. So get inspired by Walk Collection. There's so many colors to choose from. And yeah, I think you're going to get addicted and find some really beautiful combinations.